The world of dietary guidelines, long accustomed to subtle shifts and cautious pronouncements, has just witnessed an unprecedented revolution. For decades, I have closely observed these evolving recommendations, anticipating minor adjustments rather than a fundamental paradigm shift. Yet what unfolded yesterday was beyond anything I could have imagined. For the first time in recorded history, the iconic food pyramid wasn't merely tweaked or adjusted, it was utterly flipped upside down, representing a monumental and radical re-evaluation of what constitutes a healthy diet. This profound inversion marks a massive victory, a testament to persistent advocacy, notably by figures like RFK Jr. While any change of this magnitude inevitably brings forth new challenges and areas that require further refinement, the prevailing emotion is one of immense excitement and optimism. The implications of this groundbreaking change are vast and far-reaching, particularly for the institutional food systems that cater to millions. Consider the profound transformation awaiting our schools, where daily meals for countless children will be fundamentally reconfigured. Hospitals, where nutrition plays a vital role in patient recovery, will be compelled to reassess their offerings. Nursing homes, responsible for the delicate health of our elderly, will need to adapt their dietary provisions. Even the military, tasked with fueling our service members, will face a complete overhaul of its supply chains. This isn't just about minor modifications, it necessitates a comprehensive rewiring of how food is procured, prepared, and distributed across these immense sectors, highlighting the truly radical nature of this shift. For over 40 years, the bedrock of our national dietary guidelines, the very foundation upon which countless meals were constructed, was built upon the prominence of grains. We lived under recommendations that urged 6 to 11 servings of grains daily, establishing carbohydrates as the indisputable base of every past food pyramid. This carbohydrate-centric model permeated our culinary culture, influencing everything from breakfast staples to school lunch menus. However, with yesterday's historic release, that entire, long-standing model has been decisively abandoned. This wasn't a superficial adjustment of numbers, as had been the norm. Instead, the focus has dramatically shifted to a direct conversation about the inherent quality and nature of the food itself, a development of enormous significance. This pivotal moment wasn't born from fleeting opinions or passing fads. Rather, it is the undeniable outcome of years upon years of accumulating scientific data. The evidence has reached a critical threshold, a point where the profound implications for public health simply could no longer be ignored or rationalized away. The weight of scientific consensus has finally pushed past decades of conventional wisdom, ushering in an era where the true drivers of chronic disease are no longer protected by silence. A critical and long overdue development within these new guidelines is the direct and unambiguous targeting of ultra-processed foods, now squarely in the crosshairs as the primary driver behind a staggering 90% of chronic diseases. This represents a monumental shift from previous eras where such foods were implicitly protected by a prevailing silence. Their pervasive role in conditions like obesity, type 2 diabetes, and fatty liver disease, largely unacknowledged in official recommendations. That era of silent protection is emphatically over. We are no longer dealing with euphemistic or cosmetically worded suggestions designed to make unhealthy options appear palatable. This document contains pretty hardcore statements, explicitly laying bare the detrimental impact of ultra-processed items. A full link to this vital document will be provided, allowing everyone to delve into its specifics. To truly appreciate the magnitude of this change, let's undertake a direct comparison and contrast between the outdated model and the revolutionary new one. The old model, entrenched for decades, recommended an astonishing 6 to 11 servings of carbohydrates daily. This massive intake of carbohydrates inevitably converts into significant amounts of sugar within the body, a key factor in many metabolic dysfunctions. Furthermore, the previous guidelines aggressively pushed a low-fat agenda, advocating for reduced cholesterol cholesterol, and severely restricted saturated fats, all while narrowly focusing on the simplistic calories in equals calories out equation as the sole determinant of health. This oversimplified approach largely ignored the complex hormonal and metabolic responses triggered by different food types. In stark contrast, the new recommendations place ultra-processed foods directly in the crosshairs as the enemy of health, emphasizing a return to real, wholesome foods. Crucially, there's a significant focus on increasing protein intake, not merely from plant-based sources, but specifically from high-quality animal proteins such as red meat, which are recognized for their superior bioavailability and nutrient density. The old recommendation for protein was a modest 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, translating to approximately 65 grams per day for a 180-pound individual. The new guidelines, however, advocate for a substantially higher intake, ranging from 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight, meaning 98 to 131 grams of protein daily for that same person. This monumental shift directly addresses a widespread deficiency in high-quality protein, poised to have a profound positive impact on countless individuals' biochemistry, hormone regulation, and blood sugar control. The real challenge, however, will lie in the implementation of these directives, particularly